Well, two airplanes that were flying near one of the nation's busiest airports, JFK, they each came into contact 100 feet within a drone. This was on Friday. Now, the frantic audio from each flight's radio calls, they're indicative of how close they came to this drone. The first one being JetBlue. Now, that flight, they reportedly spotted that drone at 2:24 p.m. The plane was approaching JFK International Airport, according to the FAA. Now, in the audio recording, the cockpit says that the drone passed just below the plane's nose. You know, this is not alarming enough, Jose, but how close it came. Approximately, the flight was 800 to 900 feet within the air. The drone is directly underneath it. And we have this issue now, major issue, where laws just are not keeping up with how quickly people are employing these drones and coming this close to a commercial aircraft with passengers on board, and the FAA is investigating it. If that doesn't scare you, I can't think of a scarier situation than that. It's
very scary because the drone world is still pretty much the Wild West. There's no uniform regulation. There's starting to be regulation on commercial flying of drones, but I think the manufacturers of drones could do so much better if they just create code inside these, because they use GPS locators, most of them. That's the technology of drones. So if the manufacturers kind of come into agreement to design some no-fly areas where the drone knows that it couldn't go, or the altitudes, if you go into an airport area, or the White House, or the Pentagon, or places that you shouldn't be flying a drone without permission, then the drone wouldn't go there and
like
allow,
getting this close to a manned aircraft.
Because if by any chance that drone gets into the motor of the airplane, then we'll be talking about a completely different story.
You're right. Not only that, but okay, it gets sucked into the engine of the aircraft or hits the windshield, causes this plane to crash. But what about a terrorist strapping a bomb onto that drone and just, you know how painful it is to go through TSA. Nobody likes doing that. You have to strip down to your bare minimum, be screened like this, and they're taking these major security precautions with people flying inside of planes. But something like this happens, and where's the safety precaution for this?
Because it's outdated. We did a story here on the Lib when we were sharing how little success they have at TSA at screening guns and bombs and explosives. They had like a 96 fail report on an internal investigation. And now we see that they're not up to date with, like you mentioned, another type of threats that could be more dangerous, and they're more accessible, and they're more stealth, if you will, now. Because anyone can be in the surroundings of an airport and just fly a drone and create damage with it. Like we were talking earlier, what if this is not a commercial flight? What if this is Air Force One?
I think with that, it has its own animal. That's its own animal. But with this specifically, I don't know how many people were on board these planes. This is a very busy airport. The national security issues that this pose alone are worth the discussion. We'd love to know what you think at home about this. What should the FAA do in regards to this specific case concerning this drone flying this close to these two planes? Log on, post those comments about this story while you're at it. Be sure to check out the rest of our channel, and of course subscribe to the Lib TV 2 for more.